Alright, we're doing some donation deck leagues for a viewer who gave a very generous donation, which means I'm going to be playing an awful lot of Wilderness Reclamation. Very big hype for that. We're starting out with a Temur build. I don't think all the details here are perfect or where we're going to end up long term, but I just want to experiment and see how different cards feel. See how Ren and 6 feels on the shell, see how Snapcaster feels, how Fire Ice feels, if we're happy with the 4th copy of Explosion. Just a lot of little things to work out, and I think the best way to work them out is, you know, getting into games, seeing how it feels. Excited to give it a go. We'll go first. Ooh, this is a fantastic hand. I would love to keep this. On 1, we can fetch for Triome. 2, we can either Spiral or Ren, depending. What? Okay. Seagate Stormcallers. Ooh, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of that card. It always feels a little bit awkward to me. But it is a sweet one. I want to fetch with this because this can grab Mountain in some world where we end up wanting that. Right. Okay. The clock is ticking. Every time I look over and see the sub notifications still going, it just gets me, you know? Yeah, let's just make our mana good. It's very possible you end up wanting more Triomes with Ren in the deck. So I'm aware I might have to Force of Negation this turn if they have a Cascader. So I think I'm just meant to Ren here. Weirdly. Hey there, Kate. Good evening. This is fine. Land out the deck. Get back a fetch land into our hand. It's like a little bit awkward that casting Force of Negation would mean we don't have much else going on in hand. Yeah, so here comes the Shardless. We're gonna have to counter the Footfalls, as I expected. Why we couldn't cast Spiral. Pretty good. Can play through Blood Rune now, indeed. Okay, I need them not to have another Cascader here. Kind of flooded out a bit in our draws. I guess this is a game where Ren was actually worse than like a Fire Ice, right? Because we could have pitched Fire Ice to this and gone Spiral into Wreck and then hope to draw some gas. Oh wow, they're just suspending, they aren't cascading. That is such good news for us. That's incredible for us, honestly. Gives us a lot more breathing room whilst we look for a good draw step here. Grab this breeding pool. Remand. That's actually pretty good against Crashing Footfalls. Okay. Yeah, Ren and 6 and Reclamation and Triome. I think that's something we might end up doing if I do end up liking Ren and 6. Is trying to play like play like 3 Triomes. Yeah, everything's going great, BV. People have been so generous today, it's wonderful. I got this like great haircut too. Getting to play Reclamation in Modern, which is just like one of my favorite things to play in Modern, honestly. Very glad for the excuse. New haircut looks great. I'm glad you think so. Are we about to get Force of Negation? Please no. Ugh. Brutal. It's fine. The Footfalls isn't coming in this turn anyway, right? We have a turn until it does. And then we can have our remand at the ready. So we just need them not to draw a Cascada this turn. Mainly. It doesn't seem like they have. Amazing. Draw something good. Do I go for it? It's really bad for me if they have another Force of Negation. But I guess they can Force of Negation the remand anyway, right? I should probably just go for it. Because they can just force this anyway. I'm just meant to grab this. The Jammer mode is gone. Yeah, it's a higher sub-level, sadly. Oh, this is the one thing that destroys me. That I could have played around. I think I'm still just meant to do this, but this is very awkward. Like, the only thing that actually gets me is petty theft, right? That wouldn't get me otherwise. Hmm. We do have some rhinos to contend with now. A little bit terrifying. Gosh, this deck is the Crashing Footfalls deck is real cool. Like super streamlined and consistent, right? They've started to ignore Byron 6, just reasonable. I guess they figured they're pretty close to leaf. Yeah. Hey Gwen, great to see you. Hmm. Well, I guess my life total now matters quite a bit, so I'm gonna do it this way, rather than cracking a fetch necessarily. Oh my gosh. So if I remand this, I die? Not necessarily. Don't necessarily die. If I remand this, they can resolve a borrower, and I need to find Cryptic then. Or a bolt. I think I meant to remand. I kinda just want to be able to cash it in. I guess they would probably cast a borrower, but putting it back in their hand isn't exactly ideal. Okay, that was a good draw. So now if they don't bounce the Reclamation, we get to explosion them. Yeah, they're choosing to do that rather than trying to present lethal. Very reasonable. Next time we get to go Reclamation. We have 3 plus 7 is 10. So I can go like draw 2, try and find a Cryptic. Is the plan. In which case I should be thinning lands out of my deck, right? Like I can't deal with this board. I just have to accept that I'm Crypticking a lot. Whilst we try and push Rent Alt. It's Reckless lands a twin situation, pretty much. TBH. Yeah, the difference... I guess now we die to Fire Ice, but... it's fine. They play the Wreck. Get back this land. Yeah, I can't play around everything, certainly not in this spot. I assume the plan is just drawing 2 cards, right? Not impossible I could clear that board. I think I meant to deal 2 to this rather than to their face. I think that's more likely to matter. Cryptic, please. Rip. Kind of flooded out a bit there. Yeah, it means double ice work, that's true. Oh, it doesn't say casting a borrower, but it means like after our cryptic turn, their board's a bit more in control where combinations of cards can get us back in later in the game. Some sort of looting effect. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm not sure quite what that looks like. But I certainly agree that something like that is interesting. So Ether Gust seems good. Engineered Explosives kills the Rhinos. This card might be kind of gas. Like, we definitely don't want Bolt, right? Or doesn't feel like we do. It feels like the burn spells are pretty unexciting here. Search for a Scatter. Search for a Scatter is so slow. It's also really bad at Ren and 6. Because you're like emptying your yard. I don't love the idea of Search for a Scatter, honestly. I assume this card's just great against them. Like, Bolt is not terrible, because they do play free flyer. Endurance or Borrowers. I don't know if Endurance is good enough. Endurance is almost bad, because shuffling their graveyard in means that they can, they don't run out of footfalls in the late game. Ether Gust good? I think it, like, probably is. It's part of what I was trying to figure out. My suspicion is it is. This card seems bad because of Petty Theft. I wonder if Veil of Summer is any good because of Petty Theft. This card's probably great. Yeah, hits Petty Theft and Force. Yeah. I think I would like Ether Gusts. I don't know what I'm cutting for them. I'm pretty sure I'm cutting the Fire Ices because neither mode is very exciting in this matchup. Outcast is honestly not terrible. It blocks like Shardless, whatever. I don't know. When in doubt. Maybe just one Gust. I think Gust is really good. Okay, this is a fantastic hand. I think I meant to play this tapped to start. Because then I can opt on my second turn after spiraling. Which sounds pretty good to me. Because then I'll have more info on what I'm looking for with the opt, right? Which is nice. Ren and 6, yeah, Ren and 6 is not amazing in this matchup, it's true. It's just an old standard hand. Look, that standard format was real strong. But Fool's time. Alright, clock starts ticking. Okay. you're up. It's very awkward having to play against Petty Theft and Force of Negation. It makes it kind of hard to safely resolve a Reclamation early in the game. Definitely makes Veil of Summer pretty important in this match. We're just talking about, yeah? Okay. Well. I think I'm just grabbing my Triome here. Rather than opting. Because we're not casting Reclamation this turn anyway, right? Like, this turn we already want to go Growth Spiral plus opt. And holding open all our mana like this makes it really scary for them to tap out. Potentially. I opt first. Yeah, probably. Then I can spiral the land in. It's kind of awkward because then I have less info for my scry. But we kind of just know we're looking for a land anyway, right? Land or counterspell. Nothing else matters too much. Wow, nice. Sometimes you're just lucky, I guess. Okay. I can grab myself. Breeding pool. I'm pretty confident we just have to go for this, right? Not gonna win this game by like sitting around doing nothing. If they have like Petty Theft plus Force or double Force or whatever, it's annoying. But I think we just have to do this. Do you have another Force? They do not. Amazing. So I could like draw one and I'm just gonna say go. Oh, we still get to scry, right? It's fine. I should have maybe scried and then passed. That was loose. That was pretty loose. Because now I don't have enough mana for both. Here comes the Shardless. Awkwardly remanding this Footfalls does mean I don't have a remand for the next one. That is fine. Sure. We're gonna draw a lot of cards next turn, so I think we're just gonna be okay. Assuming they don't have like another Force. We could copy Footfalls. I guess we could have. I really want to just draw a ton of cards though. I think that's just like better. Yeah, expansion continuing to be secretly busted. For sure, that's a really good interaction to know about. Like this. There's a Crashing Footfalls in hand worth 2 in the bush. Oh. Oh yeah, remand on Footfalls is excellent. I agree. Big fan of that interaction. Needed not to have Force plus blue card, but they didn't have it last turn. And we have 10 mana. 11? This would be a draw 7 and would let me hit like Cryptic plus Remand or something like that. I think draw 7 is probably good enough. I don't think I care about this Shardless Agent necessarily. Been a while. Deals X damage, draw X cards. Cool, cool. We boarded out the bolts. Also, I don't care too much about like killing them this turn. As long as we draw a counter spell or two, we're not gonna lose this game, right? Is the thinking there. We just want to find a Cryptic or a Remand, and then we're sorted. Or an Ether Gust. Okay. I think I like how I have this set up. I'm like a little sus on the Ren. Maybe Ren's just like not good enough with us on the draw. We just want an opt over one of them. Just a little slow. Can do anything but win games. Why do you win games when you can draw cards? Clearly the superior play. Wow, this hand is... This deck likes me, apparently. I will keep. Opponent will mulligan, apparently. Good, good. Oh my gosh, Jan. First draw will be Ren in 6. Oh, don't I know that? I'm kind of hyped to put... If we do keep the Ren in 6s in, I'm kind of hyped at the idea of getting to put more Triomes in my mana base. I was legitimately like super close to adding a second Triome before I thought of adding Ren in 6. Because like I don't love the mountain and I wanted another red source. And Triomes are just like good with Reclamation. So I'm actually pretty excited to get more Triomes in the mana base, I think. We stick with this. The Flash Turtle. The Flash Turtles are real good. Like, not good, but real adorable. Very different kind of good. Equally as important. Yeah, we now have a Growth Spiral we can pitch to our Force, which is amazing. This deck needs Ominous Seas, doesn't every deck? I regret to say I will not be registering Ominous Seas in our modern league. Okay, do they have a Violent Outburst here? Or are they just force of negationing my Growth Spiral? Violent Outburst, okay. I mean, we're ready. We're ready for the Violent Outburst. Not the end of the world. This. Oh, wow. So now even if they resolve a Footfalls, it's just like fine, right? Very good news. This. Hope they decide not to be very rude and have a Force of Negation. Amazing. Alright, this should be pretty clean sailing now. Okay, that wasn't a card I was expecting in that deck, I'm gonna be honest. Well, we should be fine. Green, red. Okay. Get this down. There you go. I could explosion that. I just want to be protected from. I guess I have force negation in hand, so like I am protected from Blood Moon, but doing it this way feels real nice. Very hard for them to get me. I still have plenty of answers to rhinos, right? So I'm not too scared of that particularly. Okay. Go to my end step, float some mana, and see if they want to do anything. I don't have Blood Moon so well last game. 1, 2, 3. I want to have Cryptic mana open before I untap, I guess? Maybe just Force mana open. Matter. I'm not going to be going for anything unless they go for anything, so... Interesting. Do I counter this? Hard for me to know how much I really care. I'm honestly kind of fine with this, I think. If they go for a Blood Moon, even if they have Veil backup, I can fight over that. Having the explosives back in my hand is just like good. Because of rhinos. Getting the Petty Theft out of their hand feels real nice. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think it just doesn't matter. I just want to keep this plus this open. Because now they need like double Veil to actually make my life sad. Which seems pretty improbable. Especially in that Cascade deck, I guess they just can't play Veil, right? So they have to. They can only play Dispute. Yeah, I guess it's just like very little punishes me here. Yeah, they can have a Dispute, but they need a second. And even if they have the second, next turn I can still Explosion. Which could draw me into more basics. As soon as we find another basic, Explosives is online again. Awesome. Put this down. Two, 3, 4. I think I'm just meant to fire one of these off. Gives them permission to do whatever they want, which is a little scary. But, you know, what else am I doing, right? And with the two Reclamations in play, we can actually, like, if they have another Blood Moon, we can even Cryptic Command it, which is wild. So we just have 3 blue sources. Nice. Easy win. Easy win. That game was pretty sweet. So I think if we're playing Ren in 6, we definitely want at least a second Triome. Cyborg Notion V for the mirror. Powerful. I was honestly pretty happy with 4 copies of Expansion Explosion in that matchup, but we also drew Reclamation every game. But like, Expansion's so good against that deck. I like this deck a lot. It's felt good so far. Very happy we have these Cryptic Commands in it. The one thing I'm slightly suspicious about Snapcaster over is it actually works really awkwardly with Reclamation. If you want to like Snapcast a big spell, sometimes you can only do that in your end step. Or sometimes, like, just having expensive interaction kind of stacks awkwardly the untaps. This is the saddest hand of cards I've ever seen. Yeah, Lonely Sandbar would be pretty nice, I think. Potentially. Maybe Lonely Sandbar is just better than Opt if you're doing the run and 6 thing. Alright, I'm gonna hope the Lightning Bolt's good. It's not like we're gonna put one of these on the bottom because we've got 2 pieces of interaction against creature decks anyway. Yeah, exactly. Last time was not great. I guess one of the nice things about Lonely Sandbar is it lets you play high land count, which is just great in your Growth Spiral deck, without flooding out. Huh. It's so interesting. There are so many different things you can tinker with now that Mystic Sanctuary's gone. Beforehand, it was just like you would never want to do that because Mystic Sanctuary was the best card in the deck, you know? Wish you could have other cards. You should be able to see the deck list on screen at least, Jen. Talking you into buying some one cards, excellent. Ozolith. I mean, I guess that's fine. Sorry. Opponent is being very, very kind to me in chat. I'm thanking them. Okay, we need to find lands, but we can do it. I could just tap this land. Like, I need to find lands for my Wilderness Wreck anyway, right? Sounds kind of good. I think removal's good against that deck, but I think we just need to find land drops more than anything. So slowing them down feels better than killing a creature here. That is a fantastic draw. Ooh, Ozolith's pretty nice with Inkmoth. Reminding a land, yeah. Tap your land, Time Walk you. That was a good ice. Gonna be honest, that was an extremely good ice. I guess I'm just reminding this. Like, I kind of don't even care about this very much, but I just want to find my land drops. Feels fine. Just want to get this down next turn, right? Game plan online. That's pretty good against Tangaback. Ooh. Sure. I think I just have to do this turn. Yeah, fixes my land rolls for the rest of the game. I'd love to start getting loyalty on this is the thing. But seems great. So just looking for an explosion, or even a cryptic would be very good. Opponent's not really killing me very much yet, which is nice. Down comes the Hangerback. That is fine. Just ping that with Ren, right? They get a token. I guess they can put a counter on the token, but then we can always just like bolt the token if we need to. Walking Ballista. Yup. Ooh, Jorlin. Thank you so much for that Prime Gaming support. Appreciate you supporting me and my content. Heck yeah. Thing's kind of scary, weirdly. I think I take a draw step before doing anything. Just see what I hit. Best one. Heck, thank you. What are we using all this mana for on the Spine Wednesday? We have Explosion in our deck. Oh gosh, it feels like I'm just meant to kill these. This Ozolith is like honestly really impressive. So I can kill this. Say go. I can go to put counters on this. Then I can go to bolt it. Alright. It's a good use for all this mana, I agree. Wow, engineered explosives is going to be ludicrous against them. I knew that card would be good at the moment. Because it's like pretty good against Urza's Saga. Pretty good against the prowess decks, but it kind of hadn't struck me quite how many places. It's good against the Footfalls deck too, just like absurd there. It's a nice one. Yeah, you brought in explosives in every matchup last week. I believe it. The card seems very well positioned at the moment. It feels like it's like maybe the best position it's been in a long, long time. Because I've tried it out in Reclamation lists before and was never that excited by it, but kind of into it right now, I think. Like, especially against the prowess deck, that's like one of the very best decks at the moment. Having such a clean way to interact with that deck is nice. Whenever your creature control leaves the battlefield, so it doesn't... It's not just any counter. Okay. Uh-huh. Single copy of Nexus of Fate? I have not. I don't think you want Nexus of Fate at the moment. My suspicion. Gosh, Ravager is terrifying. I guess we can never bolt this, right? Alright, I guess we're just letting stuff happen. It's gonna be really awkward, but... We're just going to save the bolt as insurance for if they go all in on a creature. I'm very excited to get these forces out of my deck. Get to bring in mainly explosives, it feels like. The other sideboard cards aren't thrilling, but explosives is a big one. And my thinking is, so Nexus of Fate's really good in the old, like, Sultai list that I was playing. Oh yeah, Force of Vigor. Yeah, that card's gonna be messed up. Oh, that was a card I added to the deck list that I didn't talk about in the intro. I think Force of Vigor is an incredible card right now. And it's pretty hard to convince me not to play some copies of that card, you know? I think Force of Vigor is very well positioned. Yeah, it's a Stone Rain against the Urza Saga decks, exactly. Okay. Bounces on the Ink Moth, sure. Becomes a 3/3. Yes, I'm taking 3, in fact. Hey, Lily LD. And Destruction's just important, you know? Curious to see, yeah, taking down the Wren, that's just reasonable. Okay. So got lots of good draws here. Even just a Bolt's good, because it, like, clears their board. Oh, wow, what? Great for me. Amazing. Lightning Bolt too strong. Alright, awkward draw. We do need to find some action here. We bought ourselves a lot of time. Let's do. Becomes a 7/7 is what it does, I guess. Okay. Just any artifact creature's terrifying at the moment. I guess I just want to cast this on literally anything. I guess Cryptic Command is an absurd draw too, because we get to bounce Sabaz once it has all the counters on it. Ooh. Okay then. Right, we need a good one this turn. It's very awkward. This doesn't actually work against the Ozolith the way we would like, but we can still tap that team, which is like, you know, really good too. We can just say go and we can stop ourselves from dying here. Bounce this before they can sack it? Yeah, the counters go back on here, so then we die is the problem, right? That's my concern. Oh, this is modular. Does this mean... I tap their team, they have this kill itself, but by then we're in the beginning of combat, so they can't do the Ozolith thing. Okay, so it's fine, we still buy ourselves a turn. Still just gonna go for it. Yeah, this card has been so impressive. I can destroy target artifact you control so it can kill itself. Hey, Crush Dupe. Beginning of combat. Alright. Tap all creatures, draw a card. Yeah, Core can sack it too. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways. Buys me a little bit of time here. Find that explosion soon. You actually can't make this stuff up sometimes. Genuinely can't. Okay. Ooh. It's an expansion and an explosion. That's what they call a 2-for-1. Or 7-for-1. How is this gonna work? They can... Got 8 counters, and this gains a counter 2 from their land, so they can have this be a 10-10. So we need to deal 10 to it. Which does mean we're tapping out. A little bit terrifying. I'm pretty sure that's correct, right? Seven plus 1 from the ability. Oh, do I? Yeah, and if they do that, they lose the Glimmer Wasp, so they would not be able to kill me. Okay. I need to close out the game. I die then, is the problem. They have lethal if we ever tap out. Like, I guess the other option is we could just draw 4 and go Snap Cryptic. It's still pretty good. Because we get to tap their team again. I don't know, it feels like I'm meant to do this. It's risky. It is risky. But I think it gives us the best chance at winning the game. Like, I think there's a chance that if we go for the Snap Cryptic line, it's just not good enough. Whereas this way we, like, take on a little bit of risk, I believe, if I'm doing my maths correctly, but if we, like, survive, then it's just not going to be losable if we survive. Display every single time as a scales. That's like legitimately part of what's so good about the scales deck, right? It sounds silly, but it's just very hard to play against. Modular legendary creature, it's such a cutie. It's so good. Okay, well. Get rid of the spiral. Spiral. Alt, weirdly. Big remod. I honestly prefer wilds. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait, hey, I didn't realize. Wow, did I just get got? Did I just get got? Alright, we need them not to have a walking ballista. We die to walking ballista. But I think we beat basically any other card they could reasonably have. With this hand. Because this hand's so good at buying time, right? Whilst we find the next explosion. Rad to see Osprey in action. It's such a cool card. Big agree. Oh, that's interesting, Red. I didn't do the maths on that one. Did we have enough mana? At the time? Okay. So. Go fetch myself some lands. So I have to play it very safe here. I think we had 7 lands, okay. So now I can just bolt this and say go. I could go Snapcaster, cast a mini explosion, and that's pretty good. I think this is safe. Then I only have to ice the Glimmer Wasp. All right. Say go. I get to go Ice, Glimmer Wasp, Snap, Cryptic, Bounce, Snap on their spell. They draw anything scary. Of course, this deck feels real nice so far. Honestly, these ices, like I said, the mini Cryptic command impression is actually pretty relevant. Right? I could just draw a card of this. Okay. Seems fine. Ice is the 2 mana Cryptic. What's the 3 mana Cryptic? Yeah? Yeah, we could clear the counters. It's true. Maybe I meant to. Maybe it's like pretty hard to lose if I do that. How much mana do I have next turn? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. So many Fire Ices. Fire Ice is so cool. I'm just gonna bounce a Snapcaster for now. Pretty into that idea. Repulse. Repulse is a good call, I agree. Wait, are they playing like lightning? Okay. That's fine. We have no vegetables left, I believe. Now we're gonna do an explosion. They have fling, it's possible. That'd be very surprising, but I guess we're on the deck them plan, right? We have to deck them. Because we only have 22 cards left. You, me. Right. Do it for 7. Yeah, it's true. We have a lot of lightning bolts in hand in deck. Yeah, that's true. Oh wow. It's not bad. I really want to growth spiral some lands in. I don't know if that's greedy. I guess the fetches don't do anything anyway. I can just discard. A lot of these cards just aren't relevant. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Spiral into blast on your board. That is cute, it's true. Yeah, you just give them the cards for the lethal explosion, that's true. Steal 13. Regardless, we should not let ourselves deck out. is the important detail here. I would like to ice. I would like to remand. You're gonna go take a nap. Have a nice cozy nap. I look forward to hanging out later, Jan. Rawr. Ooh. Okay, that should be good. Bye. You have a good cube, Luke. Heck. I look forward to when I can cube in person. It's gonna be good times. So we can bring in this stuff, which is amazing. We can take out these. I guess they're good against Veil, but still rather not have them in my deck. Is Aethergust good? I don't think Aethergust is good. Yeah, I think it's these 6, the ones we're interested in. Remand is not amazing, especially on the draw. Although they have the X spells, which make this a bit better than it looks. Snap seems air. Snap's pretty awkward against Walking Ballista. And like our best, most of the cards we're boarding in aren't instants or sorceries. That's a good point. Definitely want to trim on remands. Maybe trim a couple remands. I'm just doing my usual and trimming up. Ren seems really good. I think I want the Snapcasters. I'm just gonna trim it up. It's fine. Alright. I think should feel a bit easier post-board now. The answers we're bringing in are just excellent. Right? Ooh, okay. I can keep a hand of force. Can either cast it early if we need to by pitching Spiral, or we get to Spiral into the 4th land. And then just spend our turn doing this. Oh, this is good against force, okay. Definitely helps a bit. Arcbound Worker, sure. Oh, you can actually destroy the land with the Force of Vigor. Incredible. Okay. The Welding Jar is, like, honestly pretty threatening. Depending on what's in their hand. I assume we're just going to be spiraling here. Most likely, but I will say go and see what they do.
Hourly pat.
Heck. May Rosa, thank you for the 35-month resub. Good to see ya. 35 months is just like, what? So long. It's almost 3 years. Been great having you here. Stirrings. Resolves. I'm pretty confident we're just going to be doing this. Yep. I'm gonna do this now in case I hit a lightning bolt. Since it's what we're doing anyway. It's interesting. Okay. Ozlith hits the table. Fire and Ice is like alright against these, but not actually as amazing as it looks. They're gonna destroy a thing. Sure. Next time we get to have Cryptic up. And then if all goes well, we can always just fire off a Force of Vigor instead. Pretty aggressive, but they need to kill us, right? Can't just hang around forever. Oh wow, this was a cool draw. I could just minus on the Zabaz. Try and get this Welding Jar out of the way. It also just means I can also just pitch it to Force of Vigor. That actually might be better. Getting to Force and Cryptic in the same turn seems really strong here. Okay, that's a power depot. It's like legitimately nice how Renin 6 means you have more green cards. Because with Endurance and Force of Vigor in the board, you just kind of need green cards, right? I'm pretty into that aspect of things. Oh. Maybe drawing a card's aggressive here. Like bounce a thing. So we need to get this Welding Jar off the table at some point. It actually weirdly doesn't make much sense to do this in combat. Let's do this now. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Chaos, because of the Ozolith. Mm-hmm. Right, so we get the welding jar off the table, which is incredible. We can ice this for a turn, and then go snap, force, kill these. Is fine. We get got by Veil, which is unfortunate, but pretty good. Link Mob is honestly kind of sick, yeah? Blink Muff might mean we can't go for the Force, necessarily. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. What our opponent ends up doing. That's really good. These ices have been very good in this matchup. The fire side is like... has yet to really do much weirdly against that Exxon's deck, but... okay, that's annoying. So I'm actually gonna have to... I don't think I can go for the Force this turn, weirdly. We have to do this. And go for a Cryptic, bounce my Snapcaster, draw a card. Oh, sorry, bounce my Snapcaster, tap their team. So I want to have 8 mana up so that they can't put any counters on this. I'm going to be focusing on the game now, not looking at chat much because my time's kind of low and we're only in game 2. The thinking behind this is it means I can set up Snap Force and then have Fire open to kill whatever they put counters on with Sabaz. Feels like the safest line to me. I just need that 8th mana to do that is the thing. Okay. So you actually specifically have to wait for them to go to combat because this can pump the other Nexus. You have to wait for them to declare attacks, rather. Power Depot's pretty good hit too, huh? It's really good. Wonder if the power depot means we die. That would be pretty embarrassing. I think it might. Yep. Yeah, yes, it just means we die. There's just like no point at which I can interact with this, right? Huh. How do I play that? I guess I have to do that in the beginning of combat. I need to force the Glimmer Wasp and from then, if I fire before I force? If I fire before they force, they kill the power depot, try and put counters on a thing, and then I get to fire one thing, and then, yeah, I guess I got the sequencing wrong. That's right, Prometheus. I meant to do it the other way around. Alright, makes sense. No, now we know. Hey there, Bona. Good to see ya. Rawr. Alright, well, now we know. I have to play this next one fast. I'm not going to be looking at chat very much. Time is of the essence. This is incredible. Genuinely incredible. Sego. Hello. Ardent scales, sure. Sure. Ozolith, sure. Please play another 1-mana thing. Oh my god. The dream. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Feels so good there. You ever just get the 3-for-1 engineered explosives on turn 3? Love to see it. I'm truly sorry, not particularly. Hanging Back Walker was the one I wasn't looking forward to there. This. Fine. Ravager. Sure. Aggressive, I like it. Oh, Magic's hard. Okay, so sacks the Thopter, I assume? Yeah. Pretty good. Save bolt for the Nexus. Now, yeah, we have Force, so we're good against Nexus. Ah! Uh-huh. So many Nexi. It's kind of terrifying. Sure. Sure. Oh, nice. God, Force of Vigor is so messed up. God is not even close to reasonable. Big shout out to Engineered Explosives. Yup. Sideboard putting in work. Honestly. Sideboard putting in so much work in that match. That game especially. It feels like the sideboard puts us in a good place. Alright. Just responding to my opponent here a sec. Power-crept Rack or Ruin. Woo. Love to make Urza's blocks cards more powerful. Honestly. It's just my favorite pastime. Oh, this is going well so far. So the main thing is I would like more cycle lands for Ren if I choose to play this. Fire and Ice honestly has been like pretty good for us. Although we aren't really casting the fire side that often. We haven't been super happy when we have been casting it. This but unironically, hey Kanye. I've been extremely happy with the cryptics. I can't really imagine playing. Honestly, the snapcasters I've been very happy with too. I was a little suspect of these, but they just play so well with cryptic command. It's kind of hard not to play some copies. Fire Ice needs Entwine. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm pretty sure what I want to do is replace Opt with Lonely Sandbar, which feels weird. Just because of Ren. And then you get to play like 27 lands in your Growth Spiral deck, which is sweet. Rebalance cards for Arena Mirror event thing. Um, when I first saw them, I quoted the Wilderness Reclamation update and then posted that, like, I can't remember the exact words, but like the Godfather meme of like, look what they did to look what they did to my boy. How could they do this? Ah. They did Reclamation so dirty, they really did, Gwen. It was so upsetting. Oh, yeah, look how they massacred my boy. There we go. That was the one. Making it 5 fairy. Yeah. Gosh, what do you do to it? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Teferi if you I honestly think you only need to remove 1 loyalty from Teferi and it's probably fine. And like increasing the mana cost by like 1 is also pretty reasonable too. But like making it so that if you bounce a permanent with it, you don't get to keep a planeswalker is so huge. It makes like so many of the scary play patterns just not exist anymore. Interesting. I guess we're getting a Mountain. Shout out to Mountain. Me criticizes Mountain. Me also proceeds to want Mountain. Yeah, if a down tick killed Teferi, I honestly think that's probably enough to make the card like balanced. But maybe I'm just underrating the power level of the card. It always felt to me one of those cards that, like, it being banned is not just a power level thing, but also like an annoyance thing. So like maybe even making it like sizably weaker in that way, it would still just be too obnoxious. Very possible, right? We are playing against Burn. Well, that's terrifying. I did not put life gain in the sideboard, as far as I'm aware. Don't have any weathers. Yeah, not having any weathers is scary. Yeah. But I kind of figure a lot of the burn decks have been replaced with prowess, right? We have a lot of fires now, which is good. Yeah. Maybe it's just like very hard to actually balance the fairy then. Because the problem isn't what it looks like when you read the card necessarily. I guess I remand to get the most possible looks at a land. I just really want to hit my land drop next turn. Amazing. My life total's nice and healthy at the moment. Shout out to Mountain. Oh, if this was a lonely sandbar, we would have drawn it. Oh my gosh. That's so upsetting. Jeez. Wow. Opt just the actual worst. Alright, getting to have Cryptic up here is nice. I'm gonna take another 2 off the Goblin Guide though, which is annoying for sure. Coming for DT like this, yeah. After all the work Demonic Tutor's done for me. Yeah, I think 5 mana for Tef would have been 100% fine, Nuzzle. I also, like, I'm unsure that that would even see much play, honestly. It's possible I meant to, like, tap this, but I don't think I am. I think I just need to find something to win the game with, because we're under, like, time pressure. This game looks over. I don't know, I've seen Burn do some scary things. Okay. It ain't over till it's over. Ooh, they have light at the stage? Cool. See what we opt into. Oh, on that. So I'm playing this tapped. But it'll untap. Yeah, Burn is big spoopy. For sure. We get one less trigger this way. I think I'm just meant to do this now. I can have bolts and fire open. Well, I'd really rather cast an ice if I can. Try and find some gas. Fairy died for Narset Sins. Oh. Whilst we're reworking the cards, can we just like nerf Narset for the heck of it? I'd be okay with that. Yes. Puts me to 5. Yeah, this is what I was saying. And that puts me to 3. Burn is just very spooky. He can just kill you out of nowhere. No matter how well you're doing. I think I just need to find gas, right? We let the guide attack, and then we probably bolt it in that case. That gives us the most looks into the deck. Yeah, I don't know how you make Narset a reasonable card. I don't know if that's possible. Without like just dramatically changing it or like making it a million more mana or whatever. Oop. Okay. This matchup seems like it's going to be pretty tough for us. We don't have much life gain in the board. We're really focusing on beating a bunch of the other matchups. I might just want endurance as a blocker, honestly. Yeah, free throw flash. Thing is, I'm not sure what cards are bad. Red and 6 is pretty bad. Like, Snapcaster Mage is slow, but its opt is also slow. I think you just need Force as like a bad cancel in the late game. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, Remand is pretty stinky. It's true. We are on the play, which makes it better. Not great. Is EE good? Might be. It's like kind of rough because a lot of the time in the early game, Still end up taking an attack. It's probably better than Remand, I guess. Just like put it on 1 preemptively. Yeah, E is like resolutely okay. I'm not happy about having it in. I'm not sad either. It's not like Prowess where it's just like unbelievable. I'm gonna keep this. Remand against, yeah, that's true. Keeping Incinerator off the board. Consider that. Definitely end up being the case, huh? I'm gonna let it do an attack. Lightning bolt. Am I taking 2 to have a functional mana base? I believe the answer is yes. Ooh, that is a good draw. I can spiral into bolts. Oh, it means I might not have Cryptic up then, but I think that's fine because I also have Snap Bolt available for later. So I'm not in a rush to be able to cast this, right? So I want to spiral before or after? Yep. So I guess I let a trigger happen now, and then I spiral. Wilderness Reclamation, ooh. Okay, that's something. Just find a mountain and bolts. Yeah, could just blow up Blast Zone, that is true. That's not like terrible. It means I get to have my third blue ready as well. I don't hate that idea. It eats into my mana, which is a bit sad, but in which case I really want to draw a land. Which means I should let this trigger resolve before fetching, so I'm pretty happy to draw a land for turn. So I don't need lands scryed off the top of my deck by the guide. Oh, we literally have Endurance in our deck, so I'm getting this one, I guess. Yeah, I already got the wreck, which is good. I do get to do the Blast Zone thing without having, and still get to fetch there. Blast Zone doesn't quite work against this. Almost. It's trying its best. I guess do I do it this turn to stop Incinerator? I don't think I can. I really want to stop a Haster coming down and swinging. If they get an Incinerator, that's annoying, but whatever. And this way we get Goblin Guide triggers too. It's worth. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Getting ourselves a land, and we also revealed an Ether Gust, which is a good one. Ether Gust is really nice against Incinerator if that's what they have over there. Getting to gust their Incinerator and then have Cryptic open. Of no mana. Oh, it doesn't stop. Okay, well, it just slowly pings me then, I guess. Annoying, but acceptable. Seal, not Lurrus. Yeah, I guess they're playing Seal for Incinerator. Because it helps them get Incinerator on turn 2 more often. Is probably the thinking. Alright, so I want to go Snap Growth Spiral, I think. Then I can go Gust this, have Cryptic open, have a blocker for Guide. Pretty appealing. Not a bad one either. This. Just this. Spiral, Snap, Spiral, the dream, yeah. They put it on the bottom. That does make sense. In fact. The guide. The guide has arrived. Come to trade with our Snapcaster. Bad. Like, I could just bolt it, but I really want to just keep my Cryptic command open. Counter basically whatever they do if it can't be. Yeah. Badly. Okay. Let's just go ahead and do this. Try and find a counter. This Castle of Andros is looking pretty good here. These go on the bottom. Alright. Gonna undo the scries, but we get a land out of our deck, so it's probably worth it overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can't do. I think it's highly likely I end up wanting this land. I'm just going to accept that I'm dealing a damage to myself, and that's fine. Like with a Cryptic in hand, and answers to their creatures, we're well set up to avoid taking too much damage in the near future. Oh wow, that's a chunky one. Okay. Counter that. That was good. I don't know if I'm cracking this or not. Feel like it's probably a no. The mana is certainly tempting. 7 is pretty meaningfully different from 8 when they have Flame Rift in their deck though, right? Castle of Antros just like dragging us through the pit of lands. Let's just ice this land. Good. Love to see it. Hate to see it. Wow, we would be like 0% to win this game if not for this Castle Bandros. It was pretty suspicious, but it hasn't actually caused us any problems yet in the league. It's feeling like legitimately just great this game. Bottom, bottom. Perfect. Love to see it. I end up having to crack some of these just to ensure we get our scry, depending what they do. Okay. Bottom, top. Forces bad cancel. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Alright, have a force in hand. I might want to actually crack some of these now. 5, 10. If I crack one, I still don't die to double bolt. And I can like focus counters on the deal 4s. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. I can draw 8, and then I will draw a blue card for force almost certainly. I could draw 7 and have bolt open. I guess drawing 7 is pretty good. I get to have a lot of things open too. You and me. QQ. Uh-huh. We get to draw 8 even. Yeah, we're just gonna draw 8, I guess. And that should set up lethal for next turn, hopefully, and we have like a ton of protection. One, two. I need to discard another one. I guess the endurance is doing nothing now. I don't really want them to see it, is the thing. I don't really want them to see this. Bit of secret. Sure. Holding up bolt. Working out alright. Boop. Boop. 7-14. I just fetch land and we have lethal. Amazing. So we did win this one. Being on the draw is definitely going to be a little bit scary now, though. Yeah, that is on purpose, yes. When I'm streaming Magic online, I like to have whatever card I'm hovering over visible, because it's hard to know all the cards you're playing in a format like Modern. Helps people who don't play the format much just like see the cards I'm talking about or whatever. And this is a much cooler way of doing it than just having the card up. Since I have to have my cam somewhere, right? Nice. Alright, being on the draw is big spooky. But gotta do it. Yeah, that is a shame, Melody. Hopefully something like that will exist at some point, especially with Magic Online being more popular now than it has been in like a long time. Oh yeah, I really just am a force of negation, it's true. I've been enjoying playing MTGO again, Jarvis, honestly. This is real close. But also not very. Well, they're mulliganing to 5, so we have that going for us at least. We have a Gust too. Definitely going to be tough on the draw, but we'll give it our best. It's partly that Standard and Historic are a bit stale at the moment. It's partly that Modern Horizons 2 is just awesome. Been really enjoying like the impact. Basically, every piece of impact it's had on the modern format. All the new decks have looked cool so far. I don't know. It was just nice to be playing on a different program. I played a lot of Arena over the last couple of years. You know. The new cards are sweet. I agree. Actually, just like very, very impressive to me how much of a hit Modern Horizons is. Yes, you need to play the older formats. Oh my god. At least they didn't play another creature. Got that going for us. It's fine, we'll draw an explosion. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fire Ice. Not the worst. I should have let the trigger go on the stack and done that, because I just gave them info that I'm drawing an art to their guide. Makes them more likely to bottom it, which they did. That was loose. Seal of Fire. I love that they're casting deal 2s instead of deal 3s. Very into that. Are we icing their land? I think we are. Go a bit silly if they draw a land and play a guide or whatever, but pretty sweet. Oh. Use up one of their instants, which makes our cryptic better. Oh, they could go for the Incinerator now. Oh, they're just suspending Riftbolt, whatever. I don't care. I'm on a virtual 6. Yeah, the arena economy I am not. Do not have the kindest things to say about. Okay, this is looking good for us. Hey. Hey. Thank you, Matt. Oh. I feel like I should just counter this Rift Bolt. Very annoying if they, you know, or a creature or whatever, but Incinerator time. Oh, am I just dead? Oh. Oh. Deal. I mean, I'm still dead to a lot of things, but you know, it could be worse. I think it just has to be cryptic, right? I just need to draw cards here. Turn this to your hand or a card. Give me something good. Oh wait, what? Ah, cute. It's fine. Ooh, now we can snap Ether Gust. Yeah, it was in only instance and sorcery, so it didn't actually copy. Nice, nice. Alright. Well, very uncomfortable. Ah. Honestly, just dislike everything right now. Fire this off. Okay. We could get down the extra reclamation, but I guess I'm dead if they have a spell anyway. Because Snap Gust, they just put it back on top of the deck. So I'm just meant to cast this reclamation. I guess this leaves me dead to Seal of Fire, but they've already used like 2 of those. Fine. Looking at the 2 mountains, yeah. Those mountains instill fear into me. Oh, we're about to put the Seal of Fires back in their deck, though. That's certainly a whole thing. 1 is the same as 2 against their list, as far as I can tell. It's a May. It is not. Yeah, you can choose not to choose a player, though. You're right. Okay. It is a May, just not in the way I thought you meant. Cool, cool. Oh, yeah, it says up to. Yep, yep. Amazing. Should probably not be doing this right now. What? Hard, actually. Honestly. Just a fact. Uh-huh. Guess we're gusting this. Let's draw a good one. Wonder if you can fit more Castle Vantresses into the mana base. Like, imagine if we had a Castle Vantress here, we could just never lose, right? We'd have, like, scryed 4 in our instep there. Found some gas. Oh my gosh. Okay. Need to start getting our beat down on. They did put light up on the bottom, which is a thing. I guess they just want to fight. I guess they just figure they're even happy drawing lands because of Ramanat. Uh-huh. I think that means I'm dead. I get the sneaking suspicion I'm about to die. I think the final card in their hand might well be a land that they sandbagged to put the fear in us. Oh, we are dead to so many things. Really are. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Rip. I don't know what the best life gain you can play is. Weather the Storm's probably not good anymore. That's the problem. It's probably worse than it used to be. Because, you're not, like, chaining Archmage's charms and stuff anymore. You're just casting, like, a couple spells per turn or whatever. Can't fair. I mean, they're like a Niv deck or a Cascade deck or something. We're obviously keeping this. Yeah, Weather still might just be better than the alternatives. That's very, very plausible. I feel like there has to be something better. We can do a search after this. This league. Am I being greedy and hoping they play out another hierarch? I probably shouldn't be. Probably shouldn't be. Yeah, I can green. I don't know, they could Shardless Agent me is the thing, but if they Shardless Agent me, then I get to fire 2 Hierarchs most likely. So. Life goes on and beat the clan. Yeah, it's not great with either, I agree. Protection, Hexproof from Monocolor as well. Like to remand that. A bad draw, I suspect. Maybe about to lose the game. That general is real tough to beat. Card is very powerful. Yeah, I think this was just bad sequencing, honestly. I don't know how I talked myself into it. Because, like, if we fire the Hierarch, they just don't get to do anything scary on turn 2. And then we have Remand to deny them their turn 3. I think this sequencing was just kind of awful. I don't think we should ever have done it the way around I did. This is rough. It doesn't help that our draw's been like very awkward. This opponent Niv. The opponent is some sort of Cascade domain deck. ice this land, I believe? Because of Shardless? Are they going to cast the Helix? Okay. Damn it. Heck. Oh, they're just grabbing their elk? Oh, that's amazing for me. So now do I bounce the General Ferris is the question. Bounce, draw a card. And then hope to rip a land to explosion it next turn. Yeah, it goes on the stack as the half you cast, is my understanding. You can't target Ferris with fire. So I'm like pretty scared of them jamming Niv on the stack if I do this lime. Oh, I can't bounce it, you're right. Oh. Cards have a lot of text, okay? Can't expect me to know all of it. It'll be fine. We just need to rip a land, then we can explosion it, and they'll have like 1/4/4, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Please. Please. Please hit a Hierarch. General Ferris. Yeah, we're gonna lose to a multi-5 because of my bad sequencing. That's pretty sad times. I just have to like counter this, bounce a golem. Hope to draw a land. Hey Shay, good to see you. Alright, please give me an untapped land deck. Come on. Grumpy. Oh, they missed the land drop too, so they're just on like mono spells in hand as well. Alright then. 4/4 is no joke. It's not just that they have a 4/4, it's that they can keep making more 4/4s. Right? Like every turn they're gonna make one. Alright. I don't know how we get out of this from here though. I guess we have to draw Cryptic and start tapping their team. Rough way to do it. Anyway, we definitely learned from our mistake from this game. I was like way too concerned with maximizing value or whatever, when I should have just been I should have just been concerned about like tempo in the opening turns. Oh, they're playing Lightning Bolt. That's really interesting. So this I've seen we're playing Lightning Helix. And I assume you play 4 Lightning Helix before you play any bolts. They must have a lot of burn in their deck. Yeah. I assume engineered explosives is fine. It's not exciting, but it's like fine. Force of negation is pretty bad, apart from the fact that Teferi is terrifying. Yes, Gust is pretty good. Yeah, this is a decent blocker. Can attack Teferi too. I think we are not interested in this card, even though we're scared of Teferi. He answers Tav. It answers it really badly, is the thing. 5 mana to answer their Tav. And they've maybe drawn a card in that exchange. Yeah, Shark Typhoon answers Tav, but it's too slow. Like, indefensibly slow for the matchup. It doesn't even die to a Stiff Breeze. It's got Hexproof from monocolored, so it doesn't die to like Bolt or whatever. Oh, the general is just like great, honestly. It's an incredibly powerful card. I would not mind the second Aethergus. I'm also not sure what I even want to cut. Everything's pretty good. I don't think I want EE, really. I could be wrong about that. Okay, keep this. Kills the general untap, but for so much mana. Maybe it's fine. The general is like very scary. Maybe it's fine, it clears up golems too. Which is relevant. One of the tough things about this match was they're actually pretty good against our counters. Because of all the Cascade cards. Oh wow, what? No one drop? Since when does that happen? It's possible I meant to go for a land tap here. I think it's fine. Okay. Will they even do on 2? Oh, do they have the stupid 2-drop? I guess they're playing the right mana base for it. The mana base we were playing did not have the ability to cast that. Or, you know, make it good, rather. That is an argument for icing. Ooh, what good draws. That was amazing. Okay. Now we get to go Growth Spiral Remand their play. Actually great. Argument for icing, yummy. That's a Ferris. There's the good card. Fortunately, we have this remand at the ready. And then we can take up a Blast Zone. Next turn. Oh no. Oh no. From number of counterspell, yeah, I was wondering that. I think Remand is better than counterspell, but I could believe that you just want more two mana things. Tap the Triome, that's what I'm wondering. The thing is, I'd kind of like to be able to tick up this Blast Zone if I need to. Yes, we're gonna tap the Triome. Try and find some action. They don't have the land for Ferris here. Very silly magic card. Okay, okay. Ah! Maybe they attack into the endurance. Seems unlikely though. Even then, they still get like a couple 4/4s. Is this a good one? Is this a good one, chat? Oh, we found the general's natural predator. We sure have. Oh. Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. Doesn't mean my Blast Zone can't kill that 2-drop without me losing Ren, but it's fine. Bloodbraid. It's Noble Hierarch. Actually kind of annoying. Weirdly. I guess I get to fire the Hierarch? Okay, so it's fine. Fire the Bloodbraid is maybe better. Gosh, I wish I could cast this Endurance right now. Yeah, opponent is playing Zoo. I think I'd rather just ice the Bloodbraid and then kill the Hierarch, right? That sounds way better than anything else I was thinking. And then with the Hierarch gone, the Bloodbraid can't even attack into my Endurance anyway. Like, fine. Ice. Bloodbraid Elf. I do think we need to modify our mana base to accommodate Ren. But overall, I've been quite happy with the card. It feels like we should be playing 3 Triomes, and we should have some sandbars. I wonder if I'm gonna Blast Zone on 1 here. And just plus my Ren, get Black Blast. Ooh. It's also pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I like this though. Blast Zone. Sacrifice the blast zone. Running 6 blast zone sure is a thing. Ah. This card's awesome. Mantis Rider. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Why not? I'm gonna target their graveyard, put a bunch of Hierarchs and lands back in their deck, seems fine. Shuffle that yard. Or opponent. Durant's looking very silly right now. This thing is a chunky foul there. Wait, this can tap it. Get back a... Yeah, he won the first game very convincingly. Thank you, Dinglebreeze. Alright, it seems good for us. Get to bounce that Kabu rather. Draw a card, have Remand open. Cycle the Remand, dig for a wreck. All the usual, you know? All the usual. Can't target permanent, draw a card. Would love to. It's pretty good. It buys me a turn against this. Cycle this. Don't really care to hold on to it. Keep treading water. Ooh, or we can draw this. That's also just an excellent draw. Okay, return a land, I suppose. Lay out this. Three, 4. This is 1. Well, I'm gonna kill this. Doing damage to them is just irrelevant, right? Casting Explosion with Retrace. You just go for 4. I think I'm gonna go for max. Dig for my next explosion as aggressively as possible. Okay, get rid of Misty. Get rid of Steam Vents. I have to keep discarding cards. So brutal. I guess I should just be discarding all the lands, right? I'm very silly. No reason not to discard lands when there's a run in 6 literally in play. Only the most unlucky people have to discard to hand size. You get it. Who could be so unlucky? Rawr. Right, this should be good enough. I guess a Ren's like kind of a Teferi answer sometimes. Right? Because if they minus the Teferi and casting him, punish that. Actually pretty nice. Not gonna come up super often, but it can matter. Game 3. Have I reconsidered explosives at all? Like, desperately. I think it's better than I was giving it credit for, but... They have Mantis Rider too. I think I would like a second Ether Gust. Maybe Opt's a bit slower. Need to bring the answers. Alright, game 3. Hope they don't get down an early Ferris. I mean, this answers Mana Dorks quite well. It needs to draw something to go with it, but... yes, I'm gonna keep. It's not great, but it does answer Mana Dorks like pretty effectively. We get really punished if they're on a turn 2 Kavu draw though. Maybe that's an argument not to keep. That card's just like kind of hard for us to deal with anyway when we're on the draw. A red removal does not scale against it very well. That was a poor draw. I've drawn better ones. Yeah, it's fair. Could definitely see mulliganing it. Double Bolt is working out at least, but we do need to find something else. I was wondering if I was meant to fetch Steam Vent someone in case I draw a Growth Spiral here. I summoned it. Yeah. Yeah. Sure did. I think it counts as an ALTT. It probably does. I'm not proud of it though. Not my finest. Oh my god. Ski, your turn. Still not in the best position, Mike. But yeah, fading the two good cards is a relief. Celebrate time. Yep. Hmm. We will be gusting that. Or you could like play some Kozilek's returns or something. Kills Ferris. Cleans up like the Bloodbraid Hierarch nonsense. Kind of. I don't know, it might just be worse than Pyroclasm in that case. I do quite like Pyroclasm. Cozy is very good. How's the Reclamation going? We're currently 2-1. We're probably going to lose this match, but we're learning a lot. I have some ideas for how to tinker with things and improve it for the next league. Games have been pretty sweet. Had some good ones. Alright. Need to draw something good. Honestly, I'm not sure quite what at this point. I guess we need to draw Explosion. And then we can explode this draw too, and that's how we start like snowballing. God, it's quite scary. Explosion. Oh, heck. I don't know. It's possible you could mulligan this hand. Maybe you're meant to. But obviously drawing what, 4 lands and 6 draws is not, no, 5 lands and 7 draws is not exactly the dream. Useful lands indeed. Oh wait, you can like bounce Bloodbraid and cast Bloodbraid again. That's so unreasonable. Now we're dead whenever we cast a thing. We are probably done here. Alright. I don't hate the idea of like, I don't know, maybe diversifying these a tiny bit. Because those domain decks have been seeing some play. They're quite good, I think. I was quite impressed when I tried one out. Alright. Since the matches are going pretty long, this might be my final match of the day, and then I can just update the deck list and see how I like the look of it. And we can do some more on Friday. I did quite like the idea of trying out 4-color at some point too. You do end up hurting the mana base quite a bit. Yeah, look for life gain cards. That's definitely on the list of things to look into. If we can find room. Just like even 1 or 2 life gain cards makes a big difference, right? When you're like drawing a bunch of cards and doing a bunch of scrying. Just being able to like fire off a big explosion and find like a 2 mana life gain thing. Matter. You know what I think they should print? That would really help with this dilemma. So we're looking for some life gain cards. We really want to be putting lands in play for our reclamations. And honestly, we don't have much graveyard interaction outside of the Renin 6. So if they were to print like, I don't know, a growth spiral that gained you life. Oh wait, you can just play Omnath. Ooh. Omnath's kind of sweet too. Omnath seems tricky to work in. Omnath's basically just additional wilderness reclamations. Boris, huh? Does need more band cards. Every deck needs more band cards, to be fair. Gosh, I love triomes too much. Spiral this turn instead of running. It would be nice to get this down next time. I think that's the case. Heading down Ren, an empty board, pretty appealing, but Scooz gains life and hoses graveyard. Scooz is pretty good. I don't know, the fact it dies to bolts. I guess in that scenario you are gaining life anyway, so it's like fine. Like not awful with wilderness rec mana. Yeah, probably boarding out ball. Well, against like a burn deck, right? Or a prowess deck. Is more what I'm thinking. Yeah, it does work with rec nicely. Although you don't end up with much green mana in play. Which makes me like not thrilled about that aspect. You often have like 2 green lands at most until the late game. Because you're not looking to shock yourself very much. And you only really need 1 green mana. For the most part. Which probably just means Scooz is bad. That's probably enough for me to just like be off the idea of Scooz. Opponent. Does this make this a good moment for me to head to the bathroom? I'll be back in like a minute. See you in a sec. Opponent reaping what they've sowed, yeah. Ah. That's kind of incredible timing. Oh my gosh, this is a disaster. Angela? Angela, thank you for the 7 months of support. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming back. I'm so sorry for this disaster of a match, everyone. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alright, so we are gonna fetch ourselves a little island. Fire off a spiral. And I guess I'm shocking myself? Which forces them to take the bolt. Since the skull is gonna die anyway. Gosh, I really like the idea of trying to build an Urza Saga Reclamation deck. I'm not sure how you do it. But it's really interesting as an idea to me. You know? Let's get this down. Might be able to play Unholy Heat. Ooh, I think you mentioned that earlier and I did not look up what it is. Oh, is that the new kill spell? Yeah, the deal 6. Being able to kill Teferi for 1 mana is like pretty nice. I'm pretty into that idea. And you like easily put lands and artifacts and instants in the yard. There's not a lot of work to get there. Huh. Yeah, I actually kind of like that idea, I think. Kills huge Tarmogoyfs. So we're gonna draw 6. Sounds excellent. It's like a draw 5 and then spiral. Also pretty good. I don't have to discard. Oh, it's only 4? But I draw the bolt too. I think I'm just gonna go for full amount. Except that we're discarding a bit. It'll be fine. Yeah, we have Ren in hand, so we can just discard lands and not care too much. Gosh, Unholy Heat is interesting. I was thinking just like 2 color for it, but maybe you can be 3 color and make that work. Like Triomes are really strong. Take an instant or sorcery. Well, sure. I guess this is kind of awkward because now they put me in Bloodghast range of the deal 2. So maybe I could just cash in this force anyway, but I kind of need to be able to dig. Spiral. They're on 19 at the moment. This Bloodghast is kind of terrifying. Okay, that buys a turn. So we can get back Misty. Fetch a forest. Could use a good arrow, couldn't every deck there? Alright then. Yeah, imagine how good like Urza's Saga would be in this sort of situation. You can just make so many blockers. We're gonna tap down this Bloodghast, I think. Oh my god, I'm gonna die to Bloodghasts because I didn't force the thing. This is the worst. I could just like fire them, but then I don't have any gas. I think I have to ice. Realistically. Okay. Fake. Okay, that's a good one. That is a good one. Bloodghast gets in. Go wild. Ooh. Okay, sometimes you know how to draw them. I think we're just going to 4. As much mana as possible so that I have a shot at one-shotting them when we find a wreck. Now we get to go tap your team, draw a card, have Force open. Great. Oh, that's an incredible draw. It's just another cryptic. At some point they're gonna try and run out this Lyris. We have a Bolt Weather ready though, so it should be fine. That dies to Renin 6. But I might be going for Renin 6 Emblem. What does Snap Explosion look like? It's 8, it's 24. So if I bolt them twice, they probably die, right? Oh, but they have they can't even cling me. They don't have enough mana. Awesome. Boop. Haha. Boop. Untap those lands. Okay. Acceptable. Alright. I would love to explore space. $11, $12. Nice, we got there. Black Ghosts are a little bit terrifying, huh? A little bit messed up. Yes, Endurance is good against Blood Ghosts, and they're probably not going to have much removal post board. Engineered Explosives seems awkward. Bunch of their creatures recur. Killing Bob is important, but we have like 9 answers currently. The arena jumping animation. This is very good. Maybe I want Veil. Sharks? I mean, I feel like if I was bringing in Sharks, I'd probably just be cycling them, but I also don't think they're great here. I think Force Negation is quite bad. Yeah. Yeah, Veil seems pretty great against Thoughtseize. Yeah, we didn't see any Thoughtseizes, but they have to be playing them. And it's good against Tide Hollows too. Oh yeah, Endurance is so good. The card is like honestly kind of incredible. You couldn't help but notice something about my deck. Uh-huh. What's that, Shay? It does lack Urza's Saga. We're working on it, we're working on it. 0 copies of Teachings, it's true. We don't have black mana currently, although you could just play Assault Tome. I think Teachings is pretty bad if you're not playing Nexus of Fate. It is like it is very sweet. Hey Jan. Hope you had a good nap. You don't care if it's bad. I'm gonna trim a Reapman. It's like not great against their deck, and we're about to be on the draw. Fine. Let's do it. Why aren't I running Saga? An excellent question. Gotta teach those mystics. Sounds pretty good. Saber on the draw makes fail a bit less. But... oh yeah, it's delightful, right? Getting to untap Saga to make more constructs. I actually just kind of love the idea. It's just like, how do you make a functional deck around that interaction? Is the challenging bit, but if you can make it work, like Urza Saga is so, it's generally so good, but it's so good at bailing you out in the games where your deck isn't functioning, and that just goes for like every deck it's in. Like the games where you flood out, or the games where you don't draw your combo piece, or the games where like, you know, things are a bit orc. If you have an Urza Saga, that just like that's just does so much work. Did I miss anything good? I can't remember the exact point when you went to sleep. We got beat up by a General Ferris deck, which was big scary. Oh, we also got beat up by Burn. Those are our 2 losses. There's like a real tight match against Burn. It was pretty fun. Nice 2-2. Okay, we'll see. We can have even like expansion of Thoughtseize if they go for that. We did nothing but win exactly. We only won whilst you were gone. That's a bob. That one's gonna die. I want to get a Triome. I guess the other option is to get Mountain and play Steam Vents tap next turn. That's like kind of okay. Be very quiet, chat. Very quiet. Mwahaha. Can't let them know it's coming. I love this card. Oh, this card is ridiculous. I should shuffle their yard because they're literally a lower stack and they have Cling. Block. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting bloodcasts. Oh. I think we'll be fine. I think we're gonna be fine. We're on the beatdown plan. We have 5 power in play, 2 cryptics. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, not even close. Ooh, good job, DC. But better or worse than naming explosion? I honestly don't know. Resolves, I guess. Bit too proud to counter a Bloodghast, gotta say. No standards. Resolves. Powerful. Oh, this is great. So I know nothing about Storybook Brawl, but just making some of those messages out of context, kind of wild. Expansion the Inquisition for extra psych damage. Ooh, powerful. Hiya! Necromancer, indeed. Indeed, that was how it happened. Story, and I'm sticking to it. Hiya! I really enjoy saying that for some reason. Oh, I guess we just let them attack and don't care at all. Affect our explosion from a discard spell. Down to 3. Heck, a Yaley. You're okay? That makes me very relieved to hear. That's a big relief. Oh. It's giving me the GGs. Makes sense. Not looking great for them. Oh, because you saw me, I was still streaming. It's true, I might have actually not seen it because of the streaming. Alright, we got the free into. We have a lot of changes I want to make to the deck. I'm probably going to end the YouTube video here. Everyone who watched it, make sure to like and subscribe. And then we're going to work on this deck a little bit.